The spiritual life of a man of prayer. In a society plagued with insecurity, a man of prayer must possess some spiritual qualities that reflect both God's heart and a prophetic sensitivity to the times. Let me stress some key spiritual qualities that a man of prayer must possess. 1, discernment. He must have the ability to see beyond the physical, to perceive the spiritual forces of the crisis, recognize demonic manipulations, and interpret God's mind concerning the situation. You know, the Bible says we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. So if a leader is not a Christian or is operating in the powers of darkness, you know, his leadership style will conflict the principle that will warrant peace in a society. Of course, the Bible says God is looking for men who understood the times and knew what the nation should do. Number 2, unshakable faith. In the face of fear, bloodshed, and hopelessness, a man of prayer must remain anchored in God's promises, believing that divine intervention is possible. Of course, the Bible says without faith it is impossible to please God. Number 3, compassionate heart. A man of prayer must have a heart of compassion. He must intercede, not just out of duty, but from a heart burdened for the people, for the victims, for the perpetrators of evil, and the communities that are torn by violence. The Bible says when Jesus saw the crowd, he had compassion for them because they were harassed and helpless like sheep without a shepherd. So a man of prayer must have a compassionate heart for the people that are being affected. Number 3, boldness and authority in prayer. He should pray with spiritual authority to confront strongholds and principalities behind the violence. This includes warfare prayers and declarations. Of course, the Bible also says, "Behold, I have given you authority over the enemy." Claim that authority and stand on it as you pray. Number 5, holiness and integrity. A man of prayer must be consecrated and blameless, free from personal sin that weakens his spiritual voice. You know, if somebody is stealing, he cannot preach against stealing. If a man is guilty of sexual immorality, he cannot preach against sexual immorality. So a man of prayer must be free from anything that will weaken his faith. His life must reflect God's righteousness. And then the Bible says the prayer of a righteous man is powerful and effective. I'll come with the remaining part of the spiritual life of a man of prayer. You can like it, you can share it, you can comment it.